Welcome to FFC Top 3, a show where we, your FFC hosts, count things down from 3 to number 1. Thank you for joining us this week. If you have a suggestion for a topic for Top 3, be sure to drop us a note on Twitter, Discord, or even email us at focusfirechat@gmail.com. This week, we are talking about our top 3 midnight snacks. And our esteemed host, Beard, is actually out this week. So I am kind of sort of cheat a little bit. And I'm going to tell you not only my top 3, but also my wife's top 3. And Blue, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to start with Julie's number 3, and then have you go, and then I'll go again.
I'm a fit. No, that makes perfect sense. It gives me more time to figure out something.
I figured that would help. Julie's number 3 of top 3 midnight snacks is Ben & Jerry's New York Super Fudge Chunk Ice Cream. She's
a mouthful.
Yeah, she's smiling at me. She's sitting on the couch really close by, but she discovered this evening that they discontinued the flavor, so she's a little miffed about it. Because
this is a bittersweet revelation.
Oh my gosh. Like, she was looking it up because she wasn't sure if that was the actual name of it. And I guess how long has it been your favorite, hon?
Since I tried it
years ago. But yeah, so number 3 for her would be Ben & Jerry's ice cream, specifically the New York Super Fudge Chunk mouthful. Yeah, I don't know. She actually has snacks on her list. Mine are really weird, so... Blue, what's your number 3?
I don't... Pretzels.
Pretzels? Like soft pretzel or hard pretzel?
Oh, hell no. The pretzel sticks? Actually, any pretzels, really, but like the hard pretzels usually.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a candy person.
Me neither.
I'm like, everyone's like, oh, do ice cream. I'm like, okay, here, I'll get into that later. But yeah, like... I'll munch on pretzels. Let's go with that for number 3.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. I do not do sweet things, especially like late at night. Like, I just don't ever crave them. So my number 3 are not sweet any way, shape, or form. My number 3 itself is just weird. It's a weird thing that I've kind of done since high school. But my mom used to buy these pie shells, just the pre-made ones you can get at grocery stores, to have on hand to make whatever pie she wanted because she hated rolling dough. I would sneak pie dough crust as kind of a thing to snack on, just raw pie dough, frozen raw pie dough. And so that is my number 3 because it's just a little bit of salt, a little bit of fat, and a little bit of carbs kind of hits the spot. But yeah, that's my weird one for this list. It's not really a snack per se, but I always made it one. But I'm giving
I
Blue
don't have any. I'm like most people like cookie dough, and then Green's over here, give me the pie crust. I don't know why the voice changed that drastically, but it's like Chad's having the same reaction. I'm like, I've never heard. I mean, pie crust is good when it's baked and it's like the flaky pie crust. That's really good. But
see here, I'm weird. I don't like it baked. I would rather eat raw dough than have baked crust.
So
that's me.
Oh my God, this is going to segue into a story. So one of our friends, or one of the guys that I work with, he's huge. I've mentioned him a couple times. He's a huge baker. Like he is one of the best coworkers because he's constantly experimenting with things. And like, he'll bring in like tubs of cookies and he's like, I was trying this. I was like, all right, cool. And none of them are ever bad because it's free cookies.
Right.
So he was talking to another one of our coworkers who's like really big. She's not vegan, but she's not vegan. I don't think she's vegetarian because I think I don't know. I don't know. She's big. She's big, like really big on like organic and health food stuff. But I don't think she eats meat. But I think she eats fish. I think so. I think she might be a pesca. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. There's too many choices. I just eat whatever looks good. But she brought him a sourdough starter.
I love sourdough.
Well,
good.
So okay. So for those who are not aware of what sourdough starters are, They're
Oh, it's so bad. It smells so bad.
It's disgusting because basically what it is it's a hunk of the original sourdough. So
It's
like with
fermenting.
sourdough, you have to like ferment the piece. That's what makes the bread sour. Because it's actually fermenting. And what you'll do often is what you'll find is like people who make a lot of sourdough or who have families who make sourdough, they'll have like this starter that is literally generations old. Like I mean this thing is like, and so it's kind of cool, but then you start thinking about it and you kind of get sick to the stomach when you realize that thing is literally probably hundreds of years old at times. And so anyways, I turned the corner when she was telling him like how to, because I can't remember exactly, but you have to you have to mix the like yeast and a couple other ingredients, obviously flour and all that, into the starter to start the expansion. And it's like, it's creepy watching a sourdough starter start because it consumes things.
Right, it does. Have you ever done Amish friendship bread?
Yes, which is also super weird.
It is, but it's a sweet version of sourdough, essentially.
Yeah. So, but when I turn the corner and I can't hear them because they're like across the floor, all I see is her hands like doing jazz hands up out of a pretend jar, and his face is like this like mock like confused horrified look. That's like, and ever since then, like for the past week, I've been like, every time I walk by, I'm like, Cthulhu hands. she can't keep. Oh my god, it's amazing. But when you talk about pie crust, that's what comes to mind.
I like dough, like even bread dough. I don't know. It's just,
well, you and the community managers over at Bungie would get along.
Just DMG, I guess, since he's the bread master. I still don't understand where that came from, but whatever. Julie's number 2, though, is she didn't really call it her midnight snack so much as her midnight meal. Like if she's really hungry just in the evening and wants to make a meal, it's a quesadilla.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah. It's quick, easy, throw it in the frying pan. You don't even have to put any butter in there, just tortilla, cheese.
I do the lazy man's quesadilla.
Oh, microwave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. Uh-huh. Julie's just sitting there. I love how she's a guest host on here, just slightly adding it in everyone.
That's disgusting.
That's just wrong.
I'm not arguing that it's wrong. Yeah. I'm saying it's the lazy person's quesadilla.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is the lazy person. It's just so funny. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, Dragonfly, you were so right. I have some more really weird food things.
No.
I have some really we'll do Green's weird food fetishes, because there are some.
Those words should not be put together.
This is the top 3. Anyway, it's your turn. Number 2.
Does it have to be food? Did we decide it had to be food, or can it just be something that I consume at night?
I would say something you consume at night, because my number 1 is also not exactly food.
I'm a really big fan of sparkling water with different flavors.
Okay.
Because growing up, I kind of got, I wouldn't say addicted to, but soda was a really big thing, and I always drank Dr. Pepper. And so recently I've been trying to cut back on that because, soda's, and I found out, I found sparkling water I don't know how long, obviously, when I was little, and I always thought it was kind of weird, but I wasn't really it wasn't necessarily I was grossed out by it. It just was when you grow up drinking flat water or tap water, I don't know what they call it. I think it's flat water overseas. When you grow up drinking that and then you drink seltzer water or sparkling water, it's not so much the taste, though there is a taste difference. It's the sensation, right? It's that carbonation is what?
Yes.
That plus taste doesn't really compute in your brain too much, which is actually why I like the what is this one? The one that I'm drinking now is a berry flavor, and it doesn't have to have much. It doesn't have to have much. It's just just a little bit, just to kind of.
Here's my question: brand do you prefer to drink? Because some of the seltzer waters that are out there have like sugars or sweeteners added to them,
I
and I
try,
hate
yeah,
those.
no. So what I do, and so again, this is kind of me tricking my brain because I'm saying, I just like the sensation of the carbonation,
Hmm.
and it like I'll drink a can of sparkling water instead of a can of soda, and so it's
Hmm.
like, and it like I don't know, it appeases the part of my brain that wants that sensation of soda and all that. I also found out the other day that they have caffeinated sparkling water, so
Yes.
that's dangerous for me to know about.
Hmm.
The one that I'm drinking right now because Anna can't stand it is the generic Hy-Vee one. It's not as good. I don't have the other one. I think it's like so, but basically we try to get the ones that don't have any sweeteners or sodium or anything in it. Just because,
Hmm.
if I'm gonna drink that, I don't want to just end up replacing soda with soda.
Yeah. I really enjoy, and both Julie and I do. We enjoy LaCroix or LaCroix, if you're going to say it like the
Oh, the
French way.
one, yeah, the one that the fruit sneezed on.
Yeah, I actually really
I
like those.
love it.
Like,
Yeah, no, I've had a
like
couple of them. Yeah.
there's a key lime. Is that the
Hmm.
one? That is. Oh my god, that one's so good.
I'm
Like,
not a fan of that one, but I do know a lot of people who like. I like I
it's
like
so good.
berries. I like the berry ones.
Yeah.
There's oh god, I think it's like Zivia or something. I can't remember. But they have
Hmm.
one that's like blueberry or blackberry, and then they have one that's mandarin orange, and it's actually
Hmm.
really good. It's like, I mean, it's pretty good. So
The yeah, LaCroix. I like seltzer water, and Mystic and Chat actually mentioned just mineral water in
hmm
general. I have a hard time drinking just straight mineral water, just
yeah.
because I don't like it. Almost has like a metallic taste to it, in my opinion, and which is what it is.
Yeah,
Um,
I was about to say that's what I drink whenever I go see my parents.
well, like
It's just their tap water. It's just mineral water.
right,
It's not.
we
It's
went
not. It's just
to
really bad water.
when we got married in Manitou Springs, we did the mineral water because there's like 14 different mineral water stations in Manitou or something crazy like that. And you can go and taste each of them, and they're constantly running. And so you can kind of get a taste of all these different mineral mixes. Some of them are real acrid, and I don't know, it's hard for me to get into just straight mineral water. Like,
That's like
trying to think of
what's the it's the tea thing that's going around, right? Kombucha or whatever.
kombucha. Oh,
Yeah.
kombucha is delicious. I can do that.
Well, but I mean, it's like the types of like different because it's a
Variant.
fermenting process, right? Isn't
Yeah,
isn't it ultimately like fermented fruit and water?
it's tea that is fermented. You
Okay,
can do
it's tea.
fruits.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
But
have no idea. I tried one and it was pretty good, but I don't
oh,
know if it
you want
was
to
like
talk about nightmare fuel? You were talking about the sourdough starter. So, in order to make kombucha, you have to have what's called a mother, and it looks like a jellyfish.
it's
It
I mean
is just
I mean, have you seen apple cider vinegar?
yeah, it's basically that. It's exactly the same thing because what you're doing is you're creating sipping vinegar, but it's made up based off of tea instead.
It's
I have
alive.
It's really freaking gross, but it's also hilarious. Oh man.
Be careful. He'll eat you.
Oh yeah. It totally will. So seltzer water for you. My number two. Similar to your number three, I enjoy popcorn as just kind of a munchy
I can't do
snack
popcorn. I can
whenever.
do kettle corn, but regular
Oh, I
popcorn
can't. Ugh.
just
Ugh.
You're-
Cannot do
I'm
kettle corn.
I'm German. Like that kettle corn is oh
I
my
can't.
gosh. I love it.
No. Ugh. Gosh, nope. Can't
Which is
do it.
weird
Can't.
because I just got done telling people like how I don't like well, it's not really just sweet because it's got a bit of saltiness to it too.
Yeah.
If you make it right.
Right.
But yeah,
That's
fresh
actually you and
fresh
Julie would
kettle
get
corn.
along on that. Oh,
Fresh kettle
nope,
corn.
can't.
Oh my god, yes.
I cannot do kettle corn, and that was one of the very first things that we not argued on. We went to the carnival, and there was kettle corn going on, and she wanted kettle corn. I was just like, "It's all yours," because that is not something I will ever put in my mouth because that is disgusting. Salty and sweet should not mix like that. Should not mix like that.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong.
That's fine. That is fine. Oh yeah, Dragonfly. I like the black pepper and garlic salt on popcorn. I want my popcorn savory. That's the way it should be. But yeah, gosh. Okay, so talking about dough earlier, Julie's number one is straight up cookie dough. And it's one of those things where if she's left to her own devices and she's having an evening and we have the materials, we don't even have to have chocolate. Like her favorite is chocolate
this is
chips.
The best lead up ever. If I leave her alone, she just
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Like we went on keto, the keto diet. So we got rid of a lot of carbs and she has not made cookie dough since then. But we used to have like all the stuff to make bread and sugary goodness type stuff too. And for a long time, I would come out of the show and she would be on the couch eating a spoonful of cookie dough that she had just made earlier that evening while I was doing the show. Granted, she never ate the whole thing in one sitting.
Hey, but here's the rule. Here's the rule that I was taught by multiple friends from college when they were trying to explain to Anna, like how to count calories, which I call delicious points. Apparently these are things that you don't want to collect. I was not under this assumption, but one of the best ones was from a mom friend of ours. She's like, "Hey, if I'm eating it standing up with a fork, it doesn't count."
Right. If you were moving physically.
This is only applicable apparently to ice cream. So, which I'm like, but okay, like I don't.
My goodness. Oh yeah.
So no, just basically any cookie dough.
Yeah, like her favorite's chocolate chip cookie dough.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
I have caught her on occasion just making sugar cookie dough because she doesn't have chocolate chips.
What about Snickerdoodle?
Snickerdoodle is actually my favorite, although I don't think I've ever seen you eat raw Snickerdoodle cookie dough.
Raw Snickerdoodle is weird.
Yeah,
it's all game. It's game.
Pretty much.
Snickerdoodle cookie dough is like weird because it's almost
a shortbread almost.
Yeah, it's not like the Snickerdoodle when it's done cooking tastes really good, but before it's cooking, I'm not a big fan of the Snickerdoodle dough because I don't know. It's got that weird, shortbread, I guess would be which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just her number. Like I asked her what her top 3 midnight snacks and cookie dough was the first thing out of her mouth. No hesitation. I don't even think there was a breath or thought between me asking and that release, but that is her favorite by far.
That's acceptable. My favorite's kind of similar. I know I was saying like I'm not a big fan of sweet stuff, but I will be honest, like when I go home, one of the few things that I do get, or like when I go back to Texas, one of the things that I do get is Bluebell ice cream, which sadly there was the scare of the salmonella scare, like I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, and they had to pull back all they shut down the plants basically to get all the health things. And when they did that, a lot of competitors used that as a chance to jump in where Bluebell was, and everywhere outside of Texas, that was just kind of like the stores were just kind of like, okay, whatever. Texas was like, no. Like you can rent that space, but as soon as it comes back, you're gone. And so sadly, it used to be up here in like the KCMO area, in the Midwest. It used to be up here quite a bit, and now it's not up here at all. Like you can't, like it's really nearly impossible to find Bluebell in this area. So, and that was one of the things, like I grew up in the Dallas area. It's made in Plano primarily is where it's like, I mean, it's a local thing for us. And if you've ever had Bluebell, like if you've ever had just like their homemade vanilla ice cream, it is one of the ice creams that's like the closest that I've come to in the KCMO area. Is there's a dairy farm called Chateau, and they make their own ice cream there, and it's very similar in that it's not like overly sweet. It's like ice cream. It's literally iced cream. Bluebell, is a little bit sweeter because they make it in very large batches, and there's a lot of sugar. But like it's not like what's the Blue Bunny, whatever the abomination is that is
that's one of them.
Bleh. It just bleh. But if I wanted sugar, I just pour a bag of sugar down my throat. I don't need to put it in milk and make my stomach upset at the same time. But like the Bluebell, like that was just like if I have a choice and I have a chance, especially right now, like I would totally do a small bowl of vanilla ice cream because I'm gonna go cry.
Yeah,
gonna go cry. I don't have...
Yeah, it's just one of those.
But yeah, so they're talking about brownies.
Yeah,
talking about
Pens
brownies?
apparently will eat brownie dough.
No,
I guess
you get a brownie and you warm it up and you put a scoop of Bluebell ice cream on that.
Oh
sucker.
yeah,
oh
yeah,
my God.
Or apple pie.
Or
apple pie.
Yeah, apple pie. No, but I mean, like, and I'm not a huge fan of chocolate, but you put Bluebell ice cream on it, and it's.
Oh goodness. I feel like my number one is going to be anticlimactic compared to you two, because you actually have real items that people generally eat or whatnot. Okay, so your number two was seltzer water. My number one is milk. It is the thing I go and grab out of the fridge late at night.
No.
More than anything else is just a glass of milk. Yeah, that's my number one. It is my midnight snack.
And on that note, we're done.
I will even do the whole when you have like an upset stomach or whatnot, Mom will be like, "Oh, go warm up a glass of milk in the microwave." type.
No,
I will do that.
That will not work.
Oh yeah, it does. It's just not very safe and generally hurts like nobody's business because microwaves don't heat evenly. But
well, that
if you're smart.
I don't respond well to milk, so.
Oh, I love milk. Milk is amazing. It is
Chat
one of my
pins is more milk.
More
milk.
How do you keep your milk in the fridge?
Keep it in the fridge.
Its container. I don't
some
just
people,
set it in
some
a bowl.
people, yeah, some people like getting those big mixing bowls and just pouring it in there, and then they can mix it with the new milk, right? Because then I'm gonna throw up.
It sounds like a sourdough
I just made
starter
myself
right
sick.
there. Oh man, Katie, drink milk time when you go. Oh, I don't.
Yeah, no, you don't do that. Don't put an empty container back in the.
Yeah, no, that's just rude. Just rude. All right, but that is end of top 3 this week. Next week, I really hope Beard is here because next week's topic, which was a suggestion by Doom for Zombies, it is one that all three of us can appreciate. It is top 3 Disney movies.
Really?
Yeah, I cannot believe we haven't done this one yet.
Really? Why?
We haven't had any Disney references in a long time.
Like, okay, are we talking Disney as
Disney
a franchise? Or Disney as in like animated Disney movies?
I don't want Star Wars.
Oh, no, because see, they're technically Disney movies.
I do not want Star Wars in there. I want Julie's even saying animated. But
that's why I'm asking. Is it like the Disney like whatever they call it,
the classics, the vault
or whatever, that they love putting arbitrary sanctions on their own stuff? But anyways, I'm not going to get into that nonsense. Thank you for bringing James Gunn back. What?
The thing animated? I think the only thing is with me saying animated is that it would take out the opportunity to have like Apple Dumpling Gang or some of those other really old, like Pete's Dragon, some of the classic
Pete's Dragon
would take them.
I mean, it was pseudo animated.
Yeah, but
I don't know about
Apple Dumpling Gang wasn't.
I have no idea what that is.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, it was Disney, so I highly doubt that. But anyways, I might have feelings about Disney and their excuse me, their of the actual myths that they steal from.
And I'm sure we'll get into that next week on Top 3.
You good to end it?
End it? Yeah. Oh, do you want me to continue? I thought I ended it earlier.
No, I never heard the everyone loves a list. And so I'm like,
No.
are we done?
Sorry. I thought we ended earlier. We can have this as blooper. Hey guys, everybody loves a list. Ah.
I'm like, I'm still recording. What are we talking about?
I'm sorry. I thought we were done.